I had a question here too about the importance of freezing and stability studies with stem cell derived therapies. So I'm not sure who wants to tackle this first, but how important are freezing and stability studies, and when should they be done? That is, at what point or which point along this development pathway? And just to piggyback on that, does the FDA have different criteria for different stem cell product types?
I can tackle the first part. So I would say early and often. I think that freezing studies and stability studies are incredibly important for any product. And I think as early as you can, you should start looking into this. I would also throw in there, in addition to the stability, you want a clinical in-use study. Again, this would cover the thawing at the clinical site and the materials that the clinical site would be using to deliver. So you want to make sure that that is included in all of your stability studies.
So Catherine, to make it clear, you're talking about stability from thaw to infusion. That's one stability, but then there's stability over.
There's long-term as well.
Drug stability, yeah. I mean, and I think, I guess I'm only clarifying because, I was trained as a physician scientist and didn't think about a lot of this stuff when I first started doing this work in academia, including stability studies. And it's in my last, decade that I've really started to think about this, but I totally agree with you, early and often. And I think part of that is making sure you have a process that's fairly locked, right? Because if you start stability early, if you change your process, what does that mean? But I think the stability at the bedside is a really important thing too that the FDA focuses on, right? So if you thaw a product, how quickly do you need to get that into the patient? All of those things will also come into play with those kinds of questions and studies that need to be done.